All right, good morning and welcome to my channel, Savage Scotsman. I just want to talk about a stock that I find interesting right now in terms of buying and where it's at, and that stock is Roku. I always like to look into stocks that I personally use. I like Roku devices, I use them quite a bit. And then just some of my background, right? So, why do I find this stuff interesting? It's a passion of mine. Background, I'm a mechanical engineer by trade, nuclear engineering specialty. I like math. I like doing spreadsheets. I like doing algorithms, and then applying it to the stock market. I find very interesting. So that's why I like doing these videos. That's why I like sharing with you all the things I see in the market, things I find interesting, possible opportunities. So let's get into Roku. All right, so here's my spreadsheet for Roku stock. I got a stochastic algorithmic indication. I believe it was yesterday, and then I'm getting it today again, which I find interesting because these are pretty sensitive and they indicate movement pretty well. So looking at the stock, right, the stock has struggled. So Roku used to be, I believe, at one point was like a $400 stock, and it has dropped. They've had some issues, and from what I'm reading, they're on the back end of that as far as correcting those issues. And you'll see with some of the charting that it looks like they've hit a relative bottom and like they're coming on their way back up. Just looking at some of these earning estimates, right? So losing some money here. It's so as far as that, not super promising, but still interesting. Revenue is going up. Their earnings history, as far as just this year, they've been making, doing better and improving. So you look at some of these surprises. They've been doing better. It looks like they're improving, and they've kind of caught the issues they've had and corrected. Um, and then looking at growth, right? So their current quarter, they got hit hard. So I think they've already been punished for that, and that's reflected in their price. Then next quarter, there's some growth expected. Current year, right? Because this current quarter has drug it down, and then next year expected to grow. So there's some significant growth here, and this is the part that kind of caught my eye when I was looking at this stock and the algorithmic indication I got. So just looking at the charting analysis, right? So going over here, let's start out with stock price and some simple moving averages. So the red line here indicates a shorter term. It's a 14-day. This yellow gold line is a 40-day, and the green is a 200-day simple moving average. So as you can see, the stock's been making some progression upwards. And you'll look down here. There's been some volume. This is volume. There's been some players buying in, which you look at this trend line here for volume. It's been going up. So it looks like some people have bought into this with some expectation that it's going to be a good buy opportunity. Which I mean, right now it seems a pretty reasonably priced stock. Looking at long-term price, just with a polynomial trend line here, I like these because these kind of give me a better visual, and they're typically a better fit to the line. But these give me a better visual of how the stock's performing. So as you can see here, there's a bottom right here, and it's sloping back up here. And then this has a fit of typically 0.8, 80% is where you want with these R-squared values. This is 0.669, which means there's some deviation here because it's dropped below. We already talked about volume. So this is relative strength index, and it's down near 30, right? Below 30 is typically a good buy point, as you can see here, right? These have corresponded to some upwards movement in the stock. All right, this is the stochastic indicator. So this is what I mentioned with my script that gave me an indication that this stock is a buy. And when it's down here below 20%, down in this range, it indicates an oversold, and that you see these patterns here, right, that they correspond to typical upwards movements in the stock price. So it's typically a pretty good indicator. It's pretty sensitive, pretty good indicator as far as when to buy a stock. And then this is moving average convergence divergence. Typically, it's not as sensitive, a little slower, indicates a little long-term momentum. But you can see here, we're kind of down near, we had a crossover here, which was some of this upward movement, and it looks like it's on its way back down, but probably going to cross over again. And then this candlestick here, kind of interesting. You got a hammer right here. So Uh, had some upwards movement yesterday. It looks like there's potential to go upwards again as far as today. So we'll see how the stock performs. And all in all, an interesting stock right now. I think there's some value associated with it, and there's some gains to be made on this stock. Please let me know if you like this analysis and you like this page. Please subscribe to my channel. Like I said, I find this stuff very interesting, and I love to share insight with people and get feedback on what they think. All right, thanks. Have a great day.